What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 2 of Catching Up with Cody podcast. I'm your host, Cody. Um, Back for another episode. First one went really well. I liked all the numbers that came in, followers, subscribers, everything like that. So we're here again for another episode. We're going to see how this one goes. Couple topics on the list today. Honestly, I'm probably going to start with this Lions-Texans game from the other day. Sunday Night Football. What a tale of two halves. I mean, that first half, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna make it to the end of the game. I think I'm gonna do halftime, go home, go to bed, and we'll see what the score is in the morning. But as a lot of you know, the Lions pulled off a victory. Um, Close, but hey, W is a W, whether you win by one or you win by 41. I mean, so nice 26-23 victory out of there. We'll talk about that later in the podcast and what what things need to get fixed for next week coming up against the Jaguars, and what good things we had there. So we'll definitely talk about that. Um, Honestly, and like I said, I want to talk about my first podcast, how that went. I know it was just a quick 20-minute or 10-minute introduction, but it went well. I'm on Spotify now, so that's pretty cool. YouTube, TikTok. So I'm going to try to be more active. I'm trying to get out about maybe 2 videos per week, or one every other week. Still trying to play around with it. Like I said, it's only my second episode, so we'll go from there. But crazy, crazy world of sports. So let's kind of get into that. First thing, actually, I want to talk about before the Lions game is the crazy ending to the Kansas City game, Kansas City versus Denver. Well, somehow they managed to pull it out any which way. I mean, last second field goal. Um, the first game of the season was a toe tap in the end zone, but just enough of that toe was out of bounds when they played Baltimore. And last weekend they won on a blocked field goal. I know a lot of fans had that probably in their parlay. I know I did. With a tough game with Washington losing, Kansas City winning. I actually had the upset on that one, but yeah, I mean, crazy times in the NFL. So Taylor Swift gets her luck is still going, I guess. But yeah, so let's get into this Lions game. Jared Goff, 5 interceptions. That can't happen again. I don't know where he was throwing. 2 of them will maybe, let that slide because there were 2 tips. But still, I mean, 3 interceptions that's not technically going to win a game for you. That we shouldn't have won. We shouldn't have won. I know we did, but you can't give up three interceptions and expect to win. 2 touchdowns, that's nice. But again, like I said, any other game, you're looking at three interceptions. I mean, you're looking at 5 interceptions and you still won by 3. You got to thank your defense for that. Defense was absolutely, they were outstanding. No points given up in the second half. I know they gave up 23 in the first half, but honestly, I mean, their defense was out there more than the offense. And if the offense isn't producing, I mean, after a while, your defense is like, hey, we're getting the stops when we're supposed to be doing, and you can't do anything. So figure it out. But yeah, I'm looking at some stats here. Even the run game, 100 total yards between the dynamic duo of Gibbs and Montgomery. Can't really have that. Montgomery did have a touchdown, so that's good to see there. St. Brown Laporta with a touchdown. Overall, like I said, we needed to play like we did the second half. Defense was absolutely amazing. We're only going to get better with Za'Darius Smith coming back. I can't wait to see how he gels with this team. I was looking at, when I was watching the game, they were panning over to the sidelines, and he was coaching everybody up. I mean, he wanted to play. I did hear after the game, he did say he wanted to play, but it was Cleveland's bye week, so that was pretty cool by the Lions to give him that bye week. I guess he's from Florida or has a house in Florida that he's not been able to get to since the Hurricanes. So Dan Campbell let him go down there, have a week off, and business as usual come this week. So Sunday we're playing the Jags. This video should be out by before that time. So I'm just going to make a quick prediction on that one. It's going to be a blowout. Jacksonville is not good. They haven't been good. And I believe Trevor Lawrence is hurt. And I believe their running back as well is hurt. Let me just pull this up real quick here. I believe that was the case, that they're both hurt. So that makes it even easier. Let's take a look here. 2-8, fourth in the AFC South. And Jaguars rule out Lawrence. Actually, that was just 2 hours ago on Wednesday. So he's out. So this shouldn't be an issue. This should be a good one. I'm going to joke and say it's like a second bye week for the Lions. Because, like I said, that team's just atrocious. So we should be fine. You can't, every game, you can't really count out any team. It is the NFL, but I'm sure you can count this team out as pretty much done as the Jaguars. So let's see here. Looking at the rest of the week for them, Colts at Colts. That's a dumpster fire. I did see Anthony Richardson is coming back. Again, I think the guy's only played like 20 games in college, if that. And he was in there for 3 years, I believe. So shouldn't be too worried about that one. You got the Chicago Bears twice. One on Thanksgiving, one in Chicago. Caleb doesn't look like the Caleb of USC. So I would say you got 2 wins there. Jacksonville's another one. Colts are another one. Packers are at home. Should be able to take care of them. That's a 8:15 game. And then to round it out, Buffalo is the only one I see us possibly losing to. It is a home game. It is a nationally televised game, 4:30 game. So that could help us. But honestly, rounding it out with the 49ers and Vikings, we see what we did with the Vikings. 49ers, not the 49ers of last year. So if I had to throw a prediction out there, I say we're going to have 2 losses. And it sucks looking back at the Tampa Bay loss, 20-16. Realistically, we should be undefeated right now. We should be 9-0. But, hey, it is what it is. So, I'm happy with that. I'm happy where we're standing. 8-1 is great. Super Bowl favorites. So, if we just keep up the good work, we should be fine. But, yeah, that Lions game was something else. If I'm Dan Campbell going into practice this week, I'm saying, you know what? Win's a win. We got out of there. It was tough. But let's get back into form. Take, Monday was, I'm assuming, the rest day, and then let's go Tuesday to Saturday is just work. You just need to get in there. You need Zadarius Smith to gel well during practice, which I think he will. Like I said, on that sideline, he looked like he was ready. That man wanted to play. He was coaching. He looks like he already has been playing with the Lions since day one, and he hasn't even played a game yet. So let's keep it up, Detroit, and let's get that win. But so let's talk about the Kansas City game. I'm not a huge Kansas City fan, but they are a good team. They're the team that's going to give the Lions a run for their money. It's I can even see that being the Super Bowl. And if it's anything like it was last year, week 1, we should be fine. Kelsey finally figured out, they figured out how to use Kelsey. I know Mahomes was hurt there for a second with his ankle injury. I'm just quickly glancing at their schedule here. They might go undefeated. Again, the only tough competition they have is Buffalo. That's in Buffalo. So depending on when the snow comes over there, that might be a tough game for them. But I mean, the rest of their season is Carolina. We don't have to talk about them. Raiders. We don't have to talk about them. Chargers. That's a mid-level team. They might be able to keep up with Kansas City. Cleveland. We don't got to talk about them. Houston, who just gave the Lions a run for their money. Hopefully, they can for sure be a team that can beat Kansas City. Pittsburgh, and then Denver. So, looking at their record, if they lose at all, 2 games. So, I'm thinking they're going to be on the same level as the Lions, which is crazy to think that this Kansas City team is going for a three-peat for history, and the Lions are right on their tail. I mean, we are neck and neck. If you look at the power rankings every week, it's 1-2 Kansas City, Detroit, 1-2 Lions, Kansas City. So we're flipping back and forth each week. Obviously, we dropped down to number 2 because of that Houston, Texas game. But I'm not worried. I'm head up. You know, your Super Bowl favorites. Detroit is Super Bowl favorites for the first time in forever. We're good for the first time in forever. Just keep it up. Keep up the good work. They look good. We had a bad game. Everybody has a bad game. You know, we took this one on the chin. We still won, but we took this one on the chin. Let's get up and let's go. So, but yeah, I mean, keep it up, Texas. Well, I'm going to root for you for when you beat Kansas City, but let's get the job done, Detroit, and let's get this shit going. So let's talk about the next topic I want to talk about, which was my first podcast. Hopefully, a lot of you listeners have already heard that one. Like I said, just a quick introduction, nothing too crazy. But honestly, I'm enjoying it. I know I've only been one podcast in, and this is the second episode, but I enjoy it. It's a nice hobby. I need a new hobby to do. Now that it's getting cold, you know, I was going outside, walking, trying to get as healthy as I can. But it's just another hobby to do now that it's cold outside. And like I said, I did one before. I liked it. And so now we're going to do a solo one. I'm going to still have some guests on here and there. I actually got one person lined up to talk about some football. He knows his stuff. So I'm glad to have that conversation with him coming up here in the next episode or two. But yeah, I mean, just I appreciate everybody's support. I'm going to do this as long as I can, as long as everything's going well. Trying to stay positive on everything and just keep it going. I mean, like I said, I know a lot of people are doing podcasts and stuff like that, but I'm a big sports guy, so I'm excited to do a sports podcast and also just about life. You know, for the people that aren't really sports fans, you know, just we can even sit down. You know, I can have a conversation with the subscribers and with the fans and stuff, and just, you know, talk about where you guys are in life, where you want to be in life. I mean, we can even do an episode where, you know, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, and stuff like that. You know, like when you used to have those conversations back in high school and elementary school and everything like that. I mean, I'm on the right path. I like where I'm going. Everything's going well. I mean, looking for the future, looking at house, family, everything like that, and just excited for everything. I mean, everything's going well, no complaints. So, like I said about the Lions, keep your head up, keep looking where you need to go, and always stay positive. I mean, positivity is going to get you far in life, and I've learned that recently. As some of you know, people that know me personally, not a huge positive guy, but there's people in my life that are like, hey, you know, look at the positive in this today, and look at the positive in this week, and this month, and this year. So, and it could be the little things. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could be, you know, the one that everybody says a lot. You woke up this morning. I mean, you could have woke up this morning and had a horrible day, but you know what? You woke up. You woke up, you got a roof over your head, you got a job, you got a car, you got friends, family, etc. So just stay positive, find your goal, stick to the goal, and you'll get there. So, but yeah, I mean, another quick episode, but I think it was a good one. I mean, I'm definitely open to ideas and anything like that. But yeah, I mean, keep it up, and like I said, thank you guys for joining, and thanks for catching up with Cody this week. We'll see you soon. Take care.